on this computer. All right, I'm going to stand up. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. This is a KVCore training, but if you do not have KVCore or not super familiar with it, it's still going to give you some really great information on how to generate free leads using squeeze pages, and then how to follow up with your clients and the importance of email marketing. So the first half of this is going to be very, why we need it, what the benefits of using email marketing campaigns is. The second half and the majority of it is going to be really case by case, going into KVCore and pulling everything out. Now, the second half, if you do not have KVCore or not super familiar with it, it'll maybe give you kind of an overview of how to do it. It might be a little confusing, but hopefully you can follow along as you go. And then again, if you don't have KVCore or getting it soon, you can always watch this video back and be able to kind of go through it there. I'm going to give you a ton of resources on KVCore as well that you can kind of dive into a part that maybe you're not as familiar with, or you want a little more in-depth training. This is really trying to focus on squeeze pages and email marketing. So how you can do that in KVCore and why it's important to your business. Please feel free to raise your hand, ask a question. I want this to be as interactive as possible. And if for whatever reason, if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm totally lost, we can always sit down at a later time and go through it as well. Okay. So how many people are using KVCore to try to generate leads? Awesome. Couple people. Everyone likes free leads, right? We talk about the importance of social media marketing a lot here, video content, things like that, getting your name out there. But what we don't talk about as much is what do you do with them once they follow you? So this is really a training on what to do with your followers on social media and how to get them to turn from a social media lead or a follower into a client. All right. So a couple things that I wanted to point out about email marketing and just your business. Social media, you do not own your followers. Anyone ever have Vine or MySpace? I'm dating myself, but no one uses those platforms anymore. So if you had 20,000 followers on MySpace, that's not going to help you at all today. But if you were trying to get their emails, trying to interact with them, get them somehow more information from them, you would still be able to email market them today. Social media is very big, exciting topic because there's a lot of people on social media that are trying to sell you social media products, right? So they're talking about the importance. Yes, it is very important, but I'm going to tell you today is how to take them from just, like I said, on your social media to becoming a lead. Now, obviously there are tricks in social media that you can use, like, hey, are you looking to buy a house? DM me. If you have questions, DM me. But this is saying, hey, I have some valuable content that I want you to have because this is going to really help you in your home journey. Here's how to do that. Okay. The other thing is you want to nurture your leads and meet them where they are. Not everyone is ready to buy a house right now. So even if you have lead sources that are paid coming in, Zillow, realtor.com, a lot of people are not always ready to act right then, right? So email is a great way to touch them, keep in touch with past clients as well as brand new leads. You want to stay top of mind. So like with that, if somebody says I'm 6 months out, what are you doing? Are you calling them and saying, you want to buy a house today? You want to buy a house today? No, you're trying to figure out valuable content to send them that they're like, wow, this is such great information. Let me, when they're ready, they're going to think of you first because you're in flow. If you've read, Ninja Selling, they talk about being in flow and how that important that is to making sure that, you're staying top of mind. So when they are ready, you're the first person they think about. What was the statistic? How many realtors use their same realtor again? It's like 17% or something. It's really low. It's because people are not following up and not staying in touch. The great thing about email marketing and automated campaigns is you can do that automatically to all your people, and it makes it really easy once you've set it up. It is a little complicated to set up, but once it's set up, it's very, very easy. So you just can keep in contact. A lot of people say once a week emails, once a month, anything is better than nothing. That's my whole thing. If you're not doing any email marketing right now and you do once a month, that is fabulous. If you get it going for a few months and you're like, man, I think I can do 2 a month. That's what I always recommend. It's just keeping top of mind, and any kind of content that I'm talking about here, a lot of it is evergreen and stuff that you do not have to come up with. So that's always what we say too, right? What do I post about? How do I get this information? I'm going to show you a ton of resources that you can use. 70% of your business will come from your follow-up. This is what we talk about on Call Group a lot. And it's because it's true. Like I said, if these people are not hot and ready, what are you doing with them? So making sure you're following up valuable content, not just saying, here's a house, here's a house, here's a house. You want to show them that you're an expert and you're giving them valuable information that they're like, wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much. From a marketing, oh, I didn't even introduce myself. I'm so sorry. I'm Alice Ann. I just realized that. I'm Alice Ann Elam. I am the growth director at Freedom Builders. I'm also a real estate agent. I know, I'm like, whoo. And I have a marketing background. So I did 13 years of sales and marketing before coming into real estate. I did campaigns for 50+ hospital systems. I did some local, helped local McDonald's ads. I've done Geico, just everything, mostly digital marketing, but I have done some direct mail as well. So we talk a lot about email marketing at my companies. 9 out of 10 marketers use email marketing. So we should be using that too. You're a marketer that happens to sell real estate, right? You're a salesperson, you're a marketer first. So think about those things when you're thinking about your business. You have to promote yourself, what you can offer, and a lot of marketers use that. So should have had a slide and then I would have remembered to introduce myself, but there you go. You're like, who is this woman? I think it's because I know most of you here in the room, so I apologize. And then just a little statistic, 96% of consumers check email every day. So a lot of people think email is dead. It is not. I know you probably get a ton of promotional email, but there's probably a few that you look at because it's valuable content, right? So really think about that. People check their email constantly. I know so many people that I've emailed and emailed and emailed. And the great thing about KVCore is you can see when they open your emails and they keep opening them, keep opening them, keep opening them. About 3 months later, they're like, hey, I want to look at this house. So thinking about those things is really kind of cool too, that you can get a lot of metrics with a CRM. And like I said, we're going to go through KVCore specifically, but CRMs are great because you can see how many times CRM is a customer relationship database, management system. There we go. And it's basically talking about just having all your stuff in one place. So you can have your leads there, you can email them, all these sorts of things. There's different platforms that you can use. You can Google CRMs for real estate agents if you're not familiar with what they are and how they work. But we use KVCore here, as you guys know. So that's the one we have because it's free to us. Any questions on that or any comments, concerns? All right. Let me put this link in the chat one more time. This will come in handy in just a minute. Okay. All right, so this is the link I'm talking about here. This is free for all the Freedom Builders. I put it in the chat, and if you are here in person, I will be putting it on the Facebook group later, so you'll be able to grab this here. So what this is a resource page for you guys to use to go through all the stuff I'm about to go through. First, you can start here with this KVCore training. This training, like I said, is email marketing, but if you're not familiar with how KVCore works, that is a great resource for you, kind of just a starting place, how to add contacts, how to find things in there. All of that is really great information. They have an official KVCore training here. So if you are in KVCore, you can click on it there, and that is great information as well. I want to show you this Sylvia Dana. She is, I think, an EXP agent, and she is a wealth of knowledge and resources when it comes to KVCore. This is something I pulled from her YouTube page. And this is a link that I have linked here in that squeeze page spreadsheet. This is all the information she has on KVCore. She has step 1, step 2, step 3. So if for whatever reason you're not feeling the KVCore or like official one, this one's great. She has a ton of YouTube videos on KVCore. This is her page. You can see email and blogs with KVCore, top 5 lead gens for trainings, you know, all this information. So definitely check her out. Again, her name is Sylvia Dana. And this page, I just found this page super helpful. She's got all these little tabs down here too that you can, like, how to set up the domain. I mean, it's really, really comprehensive. So if that is something of interest to you, I would highly recommend looking at her stuff because she has a ton of content. So that's that link there to her YouTube page and that spreadsheet that I just showed you. And then, so one of the things that, let me go through squeeze pages first. So we're going to go through what's called a squeeze page. And what that basically is it's pulling information from the MLS that in a certain group of content, right? So you're set, let's say you want to do a open house. You want to show everyone what open houses are going on this weekend. So you can click to have a link there, put the link in your Facebook page, and people can click on it. If they look at so many pages, then they will have to sign in and they will become a lead in your KVCore. This is a great way to get people from your social media into your CRM. Okay, so I'll show you all of that, but I just kind of want to talk shortly about that, like what a squeeze page is. So when you go in and if you see, hey, are you looking for a house in Cary for, you know, $300,000 to $500,000? Click here and it'll pull that search for them and you can see it. I'll show you in just a minute. So this is how, it's a great way to kind of get leads into your CRM. Let me just, let's see. I'll show you how to do it and then we'll show you what it looks like. So I should have had that up, but all right. So here we are in KVCore. This is just a CRM. It has like a dashboard here. When you go into the CRM, and if you have your computer or handy, I would highly recommend kind of going and doing it with me. So there's these little toggles down here at the side here. And if you kind of open it up there, there's this one called Lead Engine. Okay, so there's a bunch here, but we're just going to focus on Build Squeeze Page. So you're going to click on that, and that's going to take you to this page here. So what you're going to do is you're going to build out your criteria. If you're familiar with KVCore, you can set people up on these campaigns to email them if they're already in your lead generator in your KVCore page. If they're already a contact in there, you can set them up with a search and they get emails as frequently as you want to put it to their email, and it looks like it comes from you. I don't know how many times I've had people go, thank you so much for sending me all those houses. This has been so helpful. Or, you know, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm 3 months out, but I see all the houses you're sending me. So people think a lot of times that these are, you know, I'm physically sitting there and sending them to them. If they don't think that, at least they're finding value in it. You can see when they open it and all that in KVCore.
Somebody told me the other day, oh, you sent me that house. I want to go see it. No,
Which
no,
one
I know
is
what you're
it?
talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I will look into it.
Just give me the address, would you?
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes they're like, thanks so much for sending that house. I really like the one you sent me. And you're like, which one did I send you? It's always good to look at their searches too and see what kind of houses are coming up. A lot of times too, I would pull things from there. I would look at their search and then kind of maybe find a house and send them, you know, more active on there. Okay, so we're going to build this squeeze page, and there's a few things with this that I kind of want to point out as we go along. So yeah.
So how is this different than collabs that are on?
Yeah, that's a great question. So her question was, what is the difference in this and Collab Center on MLS? It's very similar. MLS is, of course, like it's attached to this. This is attached to your KVCore. So really the biggest benefit is trying to get them as a lead to get them into your KVCore and to get them into Paragon. So like this is someone that you don't have their email, you don't have their contact information. Now you're talking maybe more about the search function of it, of like sending them the email that I was talking about. We always say that, more emails is better. It's because sometimes they'll look at these and they won't look at the others. And also too, you can see how many houses they've looked at, what they've looked at, if they've opened the email. So there's more information there. Mackenzie, do you have anything on that?
The squeeze page is to get it, right? In Collab Center, you've already connected with them, you've already put them on the search. So what Allison's showing us today is way to market you as an agent by different ways. So she's gonna probably talk about these squeeze pages you're gonna make. So back in the day when I was actively, researching, trying to get leads, I would have fun Friday finds. And so I would make the squeeze page, and then every Friday I would send out a link on my social media. So it becomes a social media post. People hopefully try to get it, right? Because you're going to make these links and they would be coming soon houses. So Thursday would be coming soon Thursday. So I would make a squeeze page with the link and she's going to show you. So this is a way to generate.
It's to attract, you're trying to attract emails, right?
You're trying to attract people. Absolutely. Like she said, we don't own them. So the only way that we can own them is if we can get them into our KVCore.
And then you own their email.
Then once we get them into KVCore, you own them because we post on social media all the time. Right. But unless we have a click here and sign up sort of thing, right? And then we give them they can look at a couple of houses, but then mine was, I think after I gave them 2 freebies and after the third, they had to register.
So that's how we get the consumer's email.
Right.
Yeah.
So this.
Yeah,
she's
sorry
gonna
about
tell us
that.
Yeah, so she's gonna show, so what's gonna happen is she's gonna, she's gonna show you, sorry, I know.
No, you're helpful.
She's
Thank
gonna
you.
show you that, you can set how many they get to look at. So I gave them 2 freebies, right? Then after that, we don't give too much away, right? And then it says to look at more open houses, click, you can send your email address. And then what he's saying is then now they're in your KVCore, you can start them on a campaign based on if it was one of my carry squeeze pages and somebody registered. Well, then I'm going to put them on a drip campaign, or I'm going to put them on a search in KVCore only, not Paragon, in KVCore for all carry houses that they clicked on they wanted to see. Because it's very specific. It says Mackenzie on there, CXP is prettier than Paragon, right? Paragon is very business-like, I think. And then I would use Paragon to become a client, and I'm really actively looking to search right now. That makes sense. Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the squeeze page is basically, we're trying to get them to send them to the landing page, correct?
Correct.
Is that
So
where
a squeeze
we-
page is a landing page.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, oh, cool. Anne Marie says Sylvia sells packages too. So she does a great job. So that's another resource for you. So let me see, actually, this is, I should have showed you this first. So give me a second. So this is my Facebook page. Let me see a post that I've done. Sorry, there's a lot of, here we go. Nope. Here, okay, so this usually comes through, but what I did here is I did this post, and this is what we're about to build, okay? So I put this on social media. I said, come see me today, because I was working an open house from 12 to 2 on the market. Then I just put some information about the house. And then this isn't an active house anymore, so that's why it's not pulling up, but typically it'll pull up there. So the person could click here, or they can click here. And what this is going to do is direct them to my personal, so it's not here anymore, but usually it would come up as the listing. So let's look at like this one. Let's say it's this one, right? So when you click on that, it would come up as this page. And it would ask me to log in. So like right here, it gives me my information, my phone number. If they can also like share it, here's just some information here. And then what's going to happen is, let's say I'm going to look at a few houses and then go, oh, let's maybe save this house. Okay, in order to see any more, I have to sign in either via Facebook. So basically it's saying like, hey, you have to sign in. When you sign into Facebook from that account, what happens is it triggers KVCore to add them as a contact. So you'll have their name and their email information in there, and then you can start to market to them from there. That was helpful. Any other questions? Okay. So I'm going to show you how to build out that page. Yes. So if you have your computer open, go into KVCore. And you're going to go on the side left here. And sorry if the internet is a little wonky. You're going to go to lead engine and then build squeeze page. And then you're going to start to build out your criteria. So let's say it's Friday. I want to let everyone know what open houses are this weekend. Okay, so I'm going to focus on Cary. So you just type in Cary. You could type in Wake County if you wanted to do all of Wake County. You could do Johnston County, whatever. You can even do like zip code specific. So whatever information you want there.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So think about, right, so we all want to do things for a purpose, right? So truly think about, who are you trying to attract with this? Like, who do you want to be? Who's your ideal client? Right? So we need to attract our ideal client. So if you feel really good about townhomes in North Raleigh, then that's what your squeeze page should be. If you feel really good about Western Wake County, then that's absolutely your squeeze page to be. If you feel really good about new construction, then do a new construction squeeze page. So think about, who are you trying to attract and where do you want your business to come from and where are you willing to go, right? Because that's what's going to kind of come up. So if you're doing this, then we're going to make these. And I think the next question is, can we do multiple of these? And the question is yes. So I had a Google Doc, right?
Yeah.
Because once you make this link, it refreshes forever. So the same Friday, I just did Google Doc, I copied the link, I put in Facebook, and it automatically updated for the new coming soon, the next week. So will you do this one time? This is
Yep.
it.
And I'll show you that in this
Sorry.
document. You're okay. In this document, I have some, yeah. So basically think about that when it comes to any kind of marketing. Who are you trying to attract? If you've got a few deals under your belt and you're like, I'm not sure who I want to attract, think about your past clients. Think about the clients that you loved working with. Your neighborhood, right? The places you're like, oh my gosh, I love it here. I know so much about this area, your neighborhood, or maybe like, I know Cary pretty well just because I work here. I don't live here, but I know it well because I've showed a lot of houses here, things like that. So yeah, think about who your ideal audience is and what they're interested in and what you really like to focus on and what you want to try to attract. Okay. Cool. So you're going to put in your location here, and then you can even put kind of listing types: coming soon, commercial, condos, contingent, multifamily, single family, townhouses, so on and so forth. So I'm going to click on single family. Now you could leave that blank, but it's going to pull everything. So I would recommend at least choosing a few because it'll pull land, it'll pull everything. Okay. Style, I've never really messed around with this, and I probably wouldn't because unless people have that information in the MLS, I don't think it'll pull up. Price range. So you can put that in or you can leave it open. It's kind of up to you. For an open house, I would probably leave it open just because, people can kind of look through and do that. Oh,
A fun squeeze page to do for price range is to do like a really high one, like 1 million plus. So then you could do a fun, your
Yeah.
fun could be like, ooh, well, let's look at all the million, that's not what you're trying to do. So also think of fun squeeze pages that are different, that you're not necessarily just trying to throw something out there, because even if you can't afford a $1 million house, people love to look at it.
yeah. People love looking at $1 million houses. I mean, I
Even
know.
what we can't afford.
Yeah. And I know like when I've done like really nice home tours, people are engaged a lot. So that's a great idea. I mean, yeah, think about kind of doing some fun things too. You can do so much with this. If you have a specific thing like beds, bath, you can put that here. Walkability score. You can put all of that in here. But like I said, I'm planning to do an open house. So this is where in options down here, you can do. So you could do just listed. So, hey, looking for a house this weekend, this is just listed. You can do fixer uppers, newly built, adult 55 plus. Yeah, absolutely. I've done a few like that. And depending on who you're trying to attract, that might be a great one to do. So I'm just going to click open house. I'm going to keep it pretty wide open just because you want something to pull. Sometimes if you get too specific, there'll be nothing, especially in this market, available. So that's all your criteria there. Now, this is the information that's going to tell you how you got them. Okay. So if you can leave this blank, but I would recommend putting something in here. So when they are in your KVCore, you know where the lead came from, right? So this is going to be a Facebook ad. So maybe I would put Facebook or FB. You could put email if you're, oh, well, you wouldn't really put this in email, but you could do Instagram. You could say, whatever the source is. So I'm going to put this to Facebook. So I'm going to put Facebook in here. And when I get that lead coming through, what's going to happen is it'll say source Facebook. So I'll know where my lead came from. It's always good for tracking purposes. You could also put a hashtag in here. So I usually put open house page. So like same thing, you can kind of track. So if you can pull, different things from different hashtags. Yeah, go ahead, Mackenzie.
I can't help myself.
No, thank you. I appreciate your help.
Highly recommend a hashtag, right? So we're trying to work smarter, not harder. So you're here today and you're making a squeeze page. So my goal for you is that you actually play it and use it again, especially if you're in call group. No, just kidding. So hashtag, if this is open house, hashtag open house, because guess what you can do? You can go back in KVCore, you can search your leads by a hashtag open house and then blast one email to everybody who last month you're looking at open house. Are you looking for open house this week? And I'm free from 2 to 4. It takes one email, one blast, one text, and you can do hashtag to anybody that's ever been looking for an open house at an open house that you met at an open house. And it's so easy to set blast a bazillion emails and or texts one time to many, many people. And you can do that by hashtagging these things so you know where they're coming from. And then a good use of your time when you're doing your follow-up and you're trying to convert these leads is to do it that way. And it's working smarter, not harder.
I love that. No, that's so true. Okay, cool. And then you can pick which cover page you want for Facebook. So like basically the picture that comes up when you put the link in there. So recently listed, lowest price, highest price. Sometimes I'll put highest price on there because it's usually a nicer looking house. So then it's more attractive to people. Or you could use your, specific listing, random listings from your agency. So if you're with EXP, it would be one of the EXP listings, or you could just use recent listing. So like I said, let's do highest price just because a lot of times it'll be a little nicer. What's up?
Can you search by our firm? Can you do a squeeze page by our firm only? Do you know?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, just curious.
I thought that would be cool to do.
That would be a cool one if we could do it by firm, but I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Have you ever seen that done?
Can you do it on MLS?
You can do it on MLS.
Right?
Near by a firm, but I was just saying it'd be pretty to do a squeeze.
That
page
would be
with some
nice.
costs and EXP as look how many listings we've got going or something.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know how to do that with this, but you could.
Yeah, I don't think this one has any.
Well, I just don't know if we can search the criteria that way.
Yeah, I don't think it has that
It's just
option.
listing
here.
types. It didn't say
MLS
it wasn't
has
by
it.
brokerage. Okay.
So Anne Marie says hashtags are a way to resort if you have posting a listing in a particular town. Later you listed in that town, you can sort the market and those people. So that's another great idea. If you're like, oh, this just came on the market for between 350 and 500, and you have a client looking in that, you can click on that and go, oh, these are all the people that are interested in that price range. So it's a great way to sort as well. Thank you, Anne Marie, for that. All right, this was what Mackenzie was talking about. How many times are you going to let them view how many listings are you going to let them look at before you say, no, sorry, you have to log in? The default is 2. I would recommend 2 or 3. You don't want to give too much of the milk for free. So I would suggest 2 or 3. Now, if you want it just to be something people click on, you could put never, but again, why would you do that? The goal is to try to get them as a lead in your CRM. All right, so this is the really important part. You're going to click generate lead. Okay, this is going to give you a specific lead that I'll show you. So this is the one it generated for me. and it's going to pull all the open houses in Cary this weekend. So this is what they're going to see when they click on the link. So they can click here. And like I said, if they click too many times, they will have to sign in. Okay. So let me go back to this page. If you change this criteria, if you pull it up, I highly recommend every single time you put a squeeze page on, look at it before you post it. Because sometimes if your criteria is too narrow, it will pull nothing. Or maybe you pull it and it's like, gosh, there's 200 open houses this weekend. Let me narrow it down a little bit, right? So you kind of want to play with the criteria. This, if you change the criteria and do not click generate link again, it will pull the old one. So you have to click it to basically refresh it. So if I put like, price range 500, you would have to click generate link again to reset it. If you hit reset, it'll clear everything out. Okay.
How do we look at it?
Sorry.
How do we look at it?
You copy it here. So there's a couple of little things here. You can go copy to clipboard. This is a shorter link that I usually will use sometimes, just because it's a little prettier. It really doesn't matter. It's the same link. It's just, so you can copy to clipboard and then just right click in a new tab and click paste.
And these links can always stay the same, right?
Let's go back to you.
This is fairly.
Allison, can I add something about the links?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the links will stay the same if your search is general. So if you're doing that open house search, you can post, like, keep note of that, save it in an Excel sheet somewhere, and you can post the same link every Friday for open houses. But what you can't save is if it's for a specific listing and that listing goes off market, it'll no longer be any good.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you for that, Anna Marie. That's a great point. So yeah, that one, when I pulled that from my page originally, I clicked on it and it wasn't there anymore because it was for a specific listing. But this link that I just created for open houses in Cary, it will be evergreen. So I literally can go into Facebook and set it up to automatically post every single week. And it'll be a new link, or it'll be the same link, but new, whatever's open houses is going on this weekend. So in that spreadsheet that I shared with you guys as well, I have my sample of mine. So what I did was, and you can copy and delete this out, I put a spreadsheet together of type. So what kind of search or a specific listing, source, so what I'm using it for. So like you could put Facebook in here, whatever. For this one, it would be search. You would put Facebook, because that's what we put in there. Area, it's in Cary. None for price range. I put single family. So whatever your criteria is, options, that's where I put the open house. This information is literally just right here. I'm just adding all this information so I can remember what the criteria was. Okay. Hashtags, I didn't put any hashtags, so I just left that blank. And then I'm going to I'm going to paste that link in here. And
But
there it
also
is.
your criteria is in the link. So if you read that
yeah.
link, it tells exactly what your criteria is.
Mhm. So if you wanted to just copy and paste it, you can. I personally like all the information there and a little easier. The cool thing about this actually is when you get into here, if you make a copy for yourself, you can actually use this exact same link, but you have to change it to your name. So if you wanted this specific criteria, all you'd have to do is go into the URL and change it to your name. So if I, trying to think of somebody's name that's easy to spell. Well, Brandon said his KVCore wasn't working. Oh, is it? I knew it was. Is that right?
Don't they do the dot into them too?
No.
Mine doesn't have
Okay. So now it's going to pull up the same criteria, but now you're going to see Mackenzie's information because I used her KVCore link. So where is it? Oh, maybe not, but contact me. Hers is blank, but if you had your information here, it will go to her now is basically what I'm saying. And if you went here to her homepage, this would be her homepage for her information. So. All right. But if you want to create your own, like I said, you're welcome to use all the random ones that I put together. I put a bunch together. But if you want to use your own, you can do that as well. All right, any questions on that? So now I'm going to show you how, so I've generated my link. I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to put it in my Facebook page. So now I've got my business page up. So this is my business page, right? I'm just going to click create post and I'm going to say, are you looking or let's see. It's terrible. Curious about open houses in Cary this weekend. Want to attend a open house this weekend? Here. And see all the open houses going on right now. So I click and pasted that link and it's going to generate. So I said it give me the biggest, nicest house. So that's what that's showing right there. So you can go see this house in Cary this weekend. And then you can either go ahead and post it, or you can click on what's called publishing tools and you can schedule it. So you could literally go in here and schedule out every single week. Hey, looking for an open house, looking for an open house, looking for an open house. And you could create that post there. So if you go into publishing tools, give me a second. And same thing, want to go see an open house this weekend. Click here, see all that are going on. Or I could say, want to see what all houses are this week, because it might not be the weekend. And then you could go into here, sorry, publish, and then just schedule the post. So this is on your Facebook page. If you wanted to schedule these out for every single week, it'll be the same link. So you could do schedule posts. Yes, question?
So I can take 5 different links, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I can say that I want every Monday this link to be posted.
You have to actually go in and physically do every single one.
One time.
It only will do it for one post. There's not a way to like reoccur that same link. So like if I were to go in and say 1 p.m. on March 18th, you can hit save and it'll post at that time. But then what you'll have to do after that is copy this whole thing and do it again. So it's not like you can do it for like a reoccurring, but you can go in and do it for here, schedule this one. And then maybe, so I did already March 18th. Now I'm going to schedule it for March 25th.
You didn't copy it, you just left it the way it was, and then went in. Or you need to copy it.
Because it's a different link. So I've scheduled the post here. Eventually you'll see it come up. It takes a minute, but that'll only post for the 18th. So I don't think, let's see. So if I go in here, this is going to be posted on the 25th. You can reschedule it, cancel the post, go ahead and publish it or delete it, but it won't let you like do it again unless you copy it and paste it. Does that make sense?
But it is the same link.
Yeah, it's the same link. So you just have to, but what'll happen is that link that link will be evergreen. So that next week, it'll pull anything that's an open house for then. It won't pull the open houses from last weekend. It'll pull just whatever's current. So no matter when you post it, if you're posted on a Sunday and again on a Wednesday, whatever open houses are available, that's when it'll pull. So you can't go into Facebook and do like a reoccurring every single week, which is unfortunate, but this is a really easy way to literally copy paste, schedule the post. Okay, I've got the 25th. Let me go ahead and schedule it out for here. I mean, it's a lot of steps, but I mean, it's pretty simple that you're literally just copying and pasting, send, save, copy, paste, save, copy, paste, save. And then you'll have, a bunch of posts scheduled out.
Month on a Friday, this can be your time blocking and you can do everything. the next month.
Absolutely. I would probably say it would probably take you less than an hour once you get good at it, especially, yeah, absolutely. So, and if you already have that link in because the open house is in Cary, right? I already have that link. So all you have to do is just copy that same link from your spreadsheet.
So it's going to update the new
Mhm.
open houses for that.
Yep.
right?
So
On its own.
so the picture will be different.
Yeah.
So if you have, obviously, if this house has an open house again, it might pull this one, but for the most part, it'll it'll look different every time. And you could change your language if you want. Hey, you could change it up if you want. I would say keep it simple, copy paste. Most people, aren't seeing every single post that you post anyway, so it wouldn't hurt. So this could be literally like your Friday or I would probably do it probably Wednesday or Thursday for open house if that's what you're doing. But if you wanted to do a post every single week of, hey, are you curious about what's coming, what's just listed? Are you curious about what's on the market in Johnston County? Click here, whatever market you're really trying to attract. You could vary it if you wanted, but this is just a really easy way to go ahead and schedule, 52 posts if you wanted for KVCore.
Copy the short link or the direct link with your name in it.
I copied the short link, but it really doesn't matter. Once you paste it in, you can actually delete the link if you think it's ugly, and the picture will stay. So see, it says link preview. So now it just said, you could say, I always give people a call to action. So click the link, click below to get the list, or, click here to see what's going on. And then you post the link. It really doesn't matter if you post the big link or not. It just personally, aesthetics wise, I think it looks better with the shorter one. But it really doesn't matter. You could post these on LinkedIn. You can post them anywhere that has a link. You can't do Instagram, but what you could do is put the link in your bio on Instagram and say, click here, and you could have that. I have one in mind that says, searching for homes in Wake County, click here. And so it pulls up Wake County. It's very broad. The cool thing about KVCore too is once they're in here, let's say they are like, oh, I don't really like this. They can come up here and make their own search. And any information they put in here, once they've logged in, you will be able to see that information in KVCore. So I'll show you an example. So on your dashboard, you'll be able to see like this person looked at this listing, right? So once you have them in your KVCore, that'll be all information that you'll be able to see. All right, so let's do one more so I can show you. So you go to lead engine, squeeze page. Let's do Wake County listing type. Let's do single family and townhouse. Price range. Let's do over 500 square foot. If you want to put specific things in there, you can, or acreage. Hey, here's, houses that are in Wake County for more than an acre. I mean, the world is your oyster. If you wanted to do +3 bedrooms, you could do that. Or if you're, you know, whatever. So I'm going to leave all this other stuff blank. You could do just listed. I think that's a great one. In this market though, it can, I don't know how many it's going to pull. So you can keep it a little broad if you want. Let's see, source again. I'm just going to put Facebook in here, whatever you want to put for your source.
Source from solar. A lot of homes, like new construction.
If they're not in the MLS, this pulls from the MLS, so you have to pull from the MLS. Unfortunately, you can't, it has to be in the MLS to pull from here because it's connected. Hashtag, I'm gonna say Wake County. And then I'm also gonna put 500 plus. So then when they come in, I know they're looking in Wake County for over 500. I'm going to keep that as 2, and then I'm going to click direct generate link. And then I'm going to take that link and I'm going to go to my business page. You can put this on your personal page too. I just always recommend people going to their business pages because they can get information and insights. Create post. You can either schedule it out here if you want to do it there, or you can just go here to your actual page, create post. Here is what is available.
So you wrote.
No, I have the link copied right now.
Pasted.
Either way, it doesn't matter. I can go ahead and paste it. I always do, but it's really tomato. Here's what is available in Wake County for over 500K right now. I'd probably come up with something a little more snazzy, like, are you looking for something in Wake County? Definitely check this out to see what homes are available. Or I'll say stuff like, hey, you want to be, I don't know, you want to be nosy and see, nosy and see what's on the market. Like people love, Zillow is a huge site because people love browsing. I don't know how many times I'm like, I wonder what a house for in Miami, Florida is, like a condo in Miami. Like I'm always doing that. People do it too. They love it. So give them kind of like, hey, curious about what's available right now. And like Mackenzie was saying, $1 million plus, hey, are you looking for a townhouse? This is how much townhouses are right now. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with this. And then, like I said, if you want to get rid of that link, you can just delete it and it keeps that there. And then you just click post or go to publishing tools and schedule it out. You could do commercial.
Word them out. We've got a great
Yep.
EXP agent. You guys want that.
So somebody in the chat says the Milkshake app or Linktree link is a good option for Instagram. So those are all great options for Instagram as far as posting to those.
There you go.
All right, so I had more information, but I think we're not going to have enough time. So what I'm going to do is probably have this again for the email campaigns. But what I wanted to just show you quickly is that email campaign. So once they come in as a lead, oh, you know what? I'm not going to go there. We're going to go back to squeeze pages and I'm going to show you like single property. So you can do a single property if you want to pick out like an EXP listing. You can promote any EXP listing without an issue. If you want to promote somebody else's listing, just ask permission. But you can go in here and do a single listing. So you can type in an address, same information. It'll just pull that specific link. But to Anna Marie's point, if you post it there, once the listing is not active anymore, it will go away. So it's only for, stuff that's hot and ready right now. Same information, source, hashtag. I'm going to show you the seller squeeze page because we all want listings, right? So a great one is to go over here to seller squeeze. And what you can do is do a seller squeeze page for a specific location. So let's do Cary. If you wanted, you could say, hey, are you curious about your home price in Cary, North Carolina? Click here to see how much your home is worth. Or you can do same thing, source hashtags. If you want to leave it open, you can absolutely do that as well. You just want to put in some information, Facebook, seller, and then generate the link. And then I will show you this page. You can find this from your KVCore site as well, but this is more for specific. Oh, there we go. See, made a mistake. That's why you always look at your pages. So looks like you have to put in a location. So let's put in Wake County. I had to click generate link again because it will be the old link if I don't click generate link again. So the average price in Wake County is $757,000. What's yours worth? That's crazy.
And hers is going to our team website, but yours will go to your EXP website.
Yes. So whatever website that you have set up, mine's going to the team one, but it'll just have your whatever your banner is. And then it's kind of cool because you can see similar things. I would say for this, you probably want to be specific. I think that would probably do better. Sorry, I have a lot of tabs up. But if you're kind of casting a wide net, that's okay too. So again, generate link. I'm going to copy this. You can keep this one as well, and you're going to put it in that page. So the type is seller, and you can put all that information in there. So this will pull again, it'll pull anytime that you pull this. This one's really evergreen as well. So the average price in Cary is $883,000.
Right? They're pulling active.
Yeah, I think so. I don't-
That's not the average price.
I was about to say neither one of those are accurate, but I think it's kind of okay because you're like, oh, wow, maybe my house is worth a lot. But no, if somebody asks you, these are not accurate. I don't know where they're pulling them from. I think they are from maybe active listings, maybe. That's a great question. I'll definitely take that back and ask KVCore where they're pulling that from because that is not accurate.
Yeah, if we look at the ones that are right here that have been building, then I'm sure that's what it is, but.
Yeah, absolutely. So then,
Somebody doesn't click on analysis,
yeah. So then you put in your address. Just put in a red one and click get estimate. I think it's gonna, I'm already signed in. So I think it makes you sign in at this point. Is it thinking? My computer sounds like it's about to blow up. So it gives you a really generic estimated value is this to this. Remember, this is automated. So,
So what do you see on Facebook? Does it go directly to your webpage?
Mhm.
For the seller?
yep. So it goes to, oops. Oh, I think it's like a big, like magnifying glass with a house. Let me look at it. Okay, sorry, it's making me, I already had that one. Yeah, so it does this curious what your home is worth. The average price is in Cary is $883,000. What's yours worth? So, like I said, it's probably as good as a estimate, but we're just trying to get their contact information. And people are curious about this too. So that's a really great campaign. And then what you can do is set them, call them obviously. And then what they do is they come here. I'm just writing a random address. And then it says your value is estimated. Then it's going to give you call agent, chat with agent, or email agent. So then it will, so you can chat with, give this information and they can connect with you directly. Or again, it's going to send it to them. And that would be a great time to be like, hey, hey, I saw you looking at your estimated house. Would you like me to do a, analysis for you? Or, hey, I would love to come in and talk to you about what your home is worth. whatever your next thing is. Mackenzie? Oh, I like that. So yeah, give them what their home is worth. Hey, based on the comps I'm pulling for your area, I think your home is worth, a range of for between this and this. Yeah, if you want something more specific and cater to you, and then yeah, exactly. I'm available at 2. Does that work for you? Right? So these are all great ways to take people from your social media and try to get them as a lead. I've done them a few times, and it's funny because some agents don't realize that it's my specific page, and then they copy the link and paste it into theirs, which is awesome because then I'm like, well, they go to my KVCore. Yeah, exactly. So just make sure it's your link. Like I said, you can use any of these here that I have listed. Just make sure you change it and check it. Okay. So change it and check it, because if you don't change and check it, then you might end up sending stuff to my KVCore, which is fine. I'll take the leads. Yes.
The only thing we would change is where it says Allison, we would just change it to ours.
Correct. I mean, technically you could change all of this and it would change the criteria. That's what I personally did because I thought it was easier than making every single one of these pages, but that's a little advanced. We're not going to worry about that. So basically, yes, but make sure it's the search you want. So this search is Raleigh, 200 to 400K, multifamily, all of this. So like if you didn't want multifamily in this search, you would have to go in and create a new link.
Right.
Or change the URL. But like I said, that's a little more.
I'm talking about rental land on our.
Correct. Yep. So just make sure whatever your EXP KVCore website is, you change it to that. Usually it's your first name and last name. So, all right. Well, I did not have enough time to go through the email marketing campaigns. I think I underestimated how much all this is. And so I would love to do that again. Look on your schedules. I will definitely be either recording that just separately or having an actual class in here for email marketing campaigns. There's some resources. There's also some stuff actually in this document that before we even get to the email that you can use to get information. Now you won't be able to get their information from these websites, but it can, if you're like, I don't know what to post, these are some really great resources here of information that you can get and to put on your social media or to put in email campaigns. One of them is Keeping Current Matters. Some of these are paid services, but these are some right here, and I will go more in depth into those at our next training. But these are great resources. Definitely check these out. If you're a go-getter, self-starter, click on these links, play around. There's some really great information here. I also put these 2 links here to Triangle on the Cheap and Raleigh Today. If you're in the Triangle area, those are great resources for what's going on in Raleigh this weekend, kind of those kind of things. But yeah, we'll go through that at another training. So I hope you found this helpful. I'm going to put my information in here. You can always reach out to me via any social platform. Yes, I am on all of them. They're not much built out, but you can find me on any of your social media platforms at Alice Ann Elam. Give me a follow. And I hope you found this helpful, and I'm happy to help if you have lingering questions. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was super helpful. You did a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.